the shard sits conveniently right between all three. So if there are any Shell employees listening right now, if you're looking out your window, you probably have the best seat in the house. So please take some photos, send them to us. We're anxious to see what you're seeing.
Exactly. So this is all about, and oh, look at this. This is, I believe, in from one of
Whoa.
the headcams, and
Yes.
even looking at this photo just gives me goosebumps. You can see, I
Oh,
guess that is that London Bridge station there, or
I'm
below them. You can see that this is the headcam, and
and you can see that so they're using I believe that's the hand jammer.
yeah, that's right.
And they've got
Which
a little foot loop that they're using to push themselves up as
there
they
you go.
go.
You
But
can see that in action, can't you? So you bring your knee up in the foot loop and then release the hand jammer and take it up to get further up the rope, and you slowly make your way up, as we can see the 10 past 8 to Orpington snaking past them in the background there. It is. I mean, I've done a bit of climbing, Jess, in the Greenpeace warehouse, getting
mm.
up to the roof, which is a few meters. Basically knocked me out for the best part of a fortnight. It is incredible what this team is doing.
I just can't imagine what they're feeling right now. I can sort of feel it in the bottom of my feet, like when you stand on the edge of a tall building, and you can see she's looking up right now, so you can see the climbers above her. Again, we're at iceclimb.savethearctic.org, where you can sign the petition to save the Arctic, but also, of course, follow along with the live stream here. And don't forget to keep tweeting at us, keep tweeting those amazing photos with the hashtag #IceClimb.
And this is, I mean, I think this is groundbreaking stuff to have a head cam watching the background of London appear as they scale higher and higher is really a first. So yeah, we're live on Greenpeace Radio, watching our six climbers, our six women climbers, who are Ali, Sabine, Sandra, Elizabeth, Victo, and of course Viola, who will be spending the day climbing the Shard, not a building that you'd think would be easily climbable. It's not going to be an easy climb, I don't think, but what they're doing is scaling it in protest against Shell and their Arctic drilling campaign.
Absolutely. And someone on Twitter is asking or saying, sorry, stupid question, but how are they climbing the Shard? Is there a mega long ladder? Well, that certainly would have made their job a little bit more simple today. There's not a mega long ladder, but maybe we can talk a little bit more about exactly what's happening here. So each team has a lead climber. We've got Lisbeth in one team and Sandra in the other. Lisbeth is from the Netherlands, where Shell is also headquartered, and Sandra is from the Arctic nation of Sweden. So they climb up using ledges and other handholds, and they put in runners every few yards to save them if they fall. They'll climb as high as they can on their rope, which is the blue and yellow one, while one of the other climbers belays. That means the climber lower down is in control of the lead climber's rope, and she can slam on the brakes if necessary.
So I guess the lead climber is absolutely and totally safe.
Well, if you use the kit wrongly or two people make big mistakes at the same time, then it's still dangerous. But if you know what you're doing, and they do, then the worst that should happen is someone falls a few meters onto their rope.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure a few meter drop is still going to be rather painful.
Yes, but they're in harnesses and using dynamic ropes. So whilst they're still going to hurt, or it's very very possibly alter the color of your trousers, you will survive relatively intact.
So again, I don't really know an awful lot about climbing, as you can and our listeners can probably guess. What is a dynamic rope again?
Well, ropes can either be static, Ben, which I suppose is normal, or dynamic, which means stretchy, similar to your hot pink spandex shorts there.
Which is purely a comfort thing, Jeff, as I've told you repeatedly.
Well, we will be here all day.
So they're not going to like bungee off the Shard, are they? I mean, it's the wrong sort of shape. Didn't you need like an overhang, or if they where they grate themselves like like some fine Parmesan cheese.
Oh God.
It's pretty scary.
No, just because the ropes are stretchy doesn't mean they're going to bungee off the building. And yes, the building is certainly the wrong shape. Do not try this at home. The dynamic ropes are just a bit stretchy so that you can get a bit of cushioning if you do fall. They're not actually bungee cords.
Well, thank God for that. So I'm just going to take a couple of deep breaths and carry on. So welcome. If you are just joining us, we are live on Greenpeace Radio, where we're watching a team of Greenpeace climbers scale the Shard in central London, the 310-metre tall building which overlooks the city of London. We're doing this to protest about Shell and about their plans to drill in the Arctic. We are online. Please join the movement. We need as many people as we can from around the world to join the movement to save the Arctic. You can get involved at iceclimb.savethearctic.org. Tell your friends about it. Tell the world about it on your social media. We have the hashtag IceClimb running on Twitter. And I've just actually had a look at the Twitter machine here on my desk. A very, very interesting tweet, which I think our PR gurus at Greenpeace Towers will be all over. So this is from @Hull Stephen. Incredible PR machine behind the ice climb today. It's bossing the media. Stephen, you will definitely be getting a Christmas card from the press office here at Greenpeace.
Indeed. And modern day tribesmen says, wow, what a view. Amazing to think they have the balls to climb that. Well, I assure you, modern day tribesmen, balls have absolutely nothing to do with this.
Indeed not. And so, as you can see, this is the headcam of one of our climbers as they inch ever closer. There's another view of the trains coming in and out of London. They are going slowly up past I think those windows, each window, I think I'm right, is about 3 meters tall. So just to give you a sense of the scale, they're about 15 to 20 stories up, and they will be going all the way up, I think, to about the 72nd floor, where they will be unveiling a fantastic piece of Arctic art. But this is all about one company, really. That company is Shell. Shell's the second largest company in the world in terms of revenue, the amount of money they get in, and has been spearheading the efforts by Western companies to extract oil from the Arctic seabed. But its attempts to drill off the coast of Alaska last year were an unmitigated disaster, and the company was forced to pack up and retreat from the region after a long list of blunders and setbacks. These included an early stop to drilling operations caused by floating ice, vital safety equipment being crushed like a beer can during a test, a fire on board one of their this ancient drilling barge across one of the choppiest seas in the world.
It's just incredible. The second largest company, not just oil company, second largest company in the world,
And
trying to avoid paying a few dollars in taxes.
It's sickening, isn't it? And I remember at the time, this is a seriously rough sea in the height of winter. And as one person on Twitter, one wag noted, this is the time of year when the deadliest catch crews are safely locked up in port. Shell tried to drag this Kuluk drilling rig across the Gulf of Alaska. Lo and behold, it crashed. And all of this was topped off, if you thought it couldn't get any worse, by a US government inquiry into the company's operations in Alaska, and then a criminal investigation into potential breaches of environmental and safety rules aboard one of the drill ships. So after sinking $5 billion into the project without managing to extract even one drop of oil, Shell has paused its operations in Alaska and instead moved its Arctic drilling ambitions to Russia by striking up a partnership with the company Gazprom, who you may recognize from the Champions League matches. They do all the advertising at the halftime intervals for that, who are apparently the largest extractor, Jess, of natural gas in the world.
And regardless of how they try to gloss over their dirty image with football sponsorship, I believe the Russian oil industry has one of the worst records in the world. Is that right, Ben?
Well, hold on, just let me check that with our experts. Yes, Jess, you are absolutely right. The Russian oil industry are the Del Boys of oil exploration. They have an appalling environmental and safety record. And now Shell have got into bed with some of these cowboy oil firms, which raises even more concerns about Shell and their dangerous shortcut to Arctic drilling. So, Jess, if you want to know just what a fatal decision this is for Shell, just look at the company they've got into partnership, Gazprom. In 2011, despite the best engineering advice available, Gazprom, so the company that Shell are now going to be working with, sent a dilapidated and ancient drilling rig into rough conditions in the east of Russia. So the rig was not capable of working here. And on that fateful trip 2 years ago, the rig capsized when it was being towed, killing 53 of the 67 members of the crew.
Which is absolutely tragic and completely unnecessary. So, Ben, I want to talk to you a little bit more about this new deal with Gazprom, but just a reminder to our listeners or anybody who's just joining us that we are coming live to you from central London, where an all-women team of 6 Greenpeace activists are right now scaling the Shard in downtown London. You can see right now at iceclimb.savethearctic.org. I believe that is that Sandra that we're looking at here?
I think it's either. I actually think that's Lisbeth. Yes.
Elizabeth,
So
of course. And so you've got a bird's eye view of exactly what they're seeing, what they're looking at. What we've got them about 100 meters up so far. Is that possible?
it's something like that, and I think they're probably approaching a third of the way up. But
So please stay involved. Keep sending us your photos and your tweets at #IceClimb. We'll keep reading out some of the tweets as they come through.
how is the Twitter sphere looking, Jess? What's occurring?
What's going on here? Well, everyone's definitely catching on to the fact that these are all women. They're calling them a team of spider women. Where are we here?